Three.
Okay.
No.
Narmin, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Did you have school today?
Yes, but it was online.
Online?
Yeah, we have online lessons because one of our classmates got corona.
Really? So again, they closed?
Yeah,
For how many days?
2 weeks, and we have no verse holiday. I think April 1st will go.
I see. I see. Oh my gosh. What's happening in this world? Very interesting. So, Jawiz, how about you? Is everything okay?
Yes.
Javid, Narmin, are you classmates?
No,
No.
Do you study at the same school?
no.
No. I see. Then you don't know each other.
I
Very
don't
good.
think.
Okay. Javid, Narmin, now people will join soon, I think. If they don't join, we'll continue. Before we continue from here, I have very simple 3 questions. Okay. Unfortunately, I just, some students just take the screenshot and send it to me because they couldn't solve this, but it's from grade 7. It's about geometry. Okay. Let's start with those questions, and after that, we will continue from where we stopped. As you know, as you remember, if you remember, we were solving this Sasmo 2015 questions, and we actually did 10 questions in the last class. Now we have 3 questions. Okay, the questions are not difficult, easy. The problem is without using a calculator. Can you solve in 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes or not? Okay. So let's start with this question. First, Javid, read it. Okay, let's first make sure that everything is clear, and after that, you give it a try.
In the figure below, not drawn to scale ABFE is a square, BCF is a equilateral triangle, and ACDE is trapezium. AGC is a straight line, and AC parallel to ED. Find DEF angle.
Okay, good. So as you see here, ABFE, it is a square, and BCF, it is an equilateral triangle, and ACDE is a trapezium. AGC is a straight line, and AC is parallel to ED. The question is, as you see, you need to find this angle. Let's say it is X degrees. What is it? Now we can start. You have 2 minutes, and Narmi, how do you join the class? With iPad or tablet or PC? How do you join this class?
This computer.
This computer. Okay. Kiss, kiss. Oh, how are you? Huh? Are you hungry?
Yes.
Really? Javid, do you have any idea or still thinking of waiting for the idea to come?
I'm thinking.
Is the answer 15?
Answer what, Narmin?
15?
Answer 15. Yes, that's correct. Very good. Javid, now let's do it together. Because this was square, that means all sides are equal, right? And also BF is one side of the equilateral triangle, and also that they must be equal to each other. Says it is equilateral triangle, this angle is 60 degrees. It is square, it is 90 degrees. So the whole angle here is, what is it, 150 degrees. So ABC, it is an isosceles triangle. As you see here, AB is equal to BC. So that means that this angle should be 15, and also this angle is 15. Now, as I see here, AB is parallel to EF, right? These two lines, they are parallel because sides, opposite sides of a square. And also AG is parallel to ED. That means that these angles must be, we call this actually corresponding angles, right? They are equal, which means that X is equal to 15 degrees. Good. Next question. Narmi, can you read the question?
Yes. In a figure below ABCD is a square of side 18 centimeters. The total area of the shaded parts is 62.8 centimeters square. Find the total area of unshaded parts in the figure. Round your answer to the nearest whole number.
Okay. Actually, in these questions, you are not allowed to use a calculator because numbers are easy to find. Okay. Have a look. All right. And it's not so complicated, but if the idea does not come, I don't know, you may not be able to solve this. Anyway, give it a try. Okay. And after 2.5 minutes, let's discuss this together. Javid, did you understand the question?
Yes.
Teacher, is the answer 8.8?
8.8?
80.8.
No, the answer is greater than 200.
Oh,
How did you find it, Narmin? Did you find the radius of the big circle?
No, I did it from, no, I'll find it.
Javid, did you get anything?
I only found that the radius is 10.
Radius is 10.
Yes.
No, it should be 11. Narmin, how are you solving it?
I know that not the circle parts are 62.8. I'm trying to find the unshaded part and then add them.
Yeah, first, did you find, how did you find the radius of the big circle, the bigger circle here?
Because it's the same as the unshaded one, but not in the circle.
Okay. Guys, let's do like this. Let's do it together. So one thing is, number one, the total area of the shaded parts is 62.5. Using this information, I'm going to find the radius of the big circle. The radius of the big circle here it is equal to 9. And also this one is equal to 9, right? And if I just join this, that is the radius of the big circle. So r squared is equal to 9 squared plus 9 squared, 162. Is it? ABCD is a square of size 18 centimeters. So if it is 18, it should be 9. And also this should be 9. And also the half side, it is 9. So this r squared, it is interesting. So 9 times square root of 2. Okay. Anyway, Narmin, do you think this is correct? If this one from A to the center, that's also the center of the big circle. And since the square of size 18 centimeters and half of it, it must be 9. And also this one, half of it, it is 9. So it forms a right angled triangle. And the radius of the big circle is r. So 9 squared plus 9 squared is equal to r squared. From here, r is equal to, what is it? 9 times square root of 2. But and on the other hand, it's interesting. Let me just do another way because also just wonder why we get it like this. Anyway, how about if I move the shaded region into here and also the shaded region into here and also the shaded region into here, okay? Now what we have here, then we have something like this. Let me just draw here. We have something like this. Okay, we have something like this. Now this part is shaded. So the shaded area, that's equal to 62.8. Okay. Now, how do you find the shaded circle? And the area of the big semicircle minus the area of the small semicircle. Now, from here, suppose that this side, actually this part is equal to x. So that means that the area of the big circle is 9 plus x. Now I'm going to find this. So from here, the shaded region, that's equal to 62.8, and that's equal to the area of the big semicircle, that's equal to 1 over 2 times pi times r squared, that's equal to 9 plus x squared, minus the area of the small semicircle, that's equal to 1 over 2 times pi times 9 squared. Now from here, if you divide both sides by pi, from here pi is 3.14, 62.8 over 3.14, that's equal to 20. So if you divide both sides by pi, let's say divide by pi and divide by pi and divide by pi. So I have here 20 and also multiply by 2 because here we have half. So I have here 2 times 20 is equal to 9 plus x squared minus 9 squared, that's equal to 81. So from here, 9 plus x squared should be equal to 40 plus 81, 121. So from here, x plus 9 is equal to 11. The square of 121 is 11. What is x? X is equal to 2. So that means that the radius is equal to 11. Now, I mean, is it correct?
Yes.
Then why do we get different answer here in the first one? The radius is 9 point square root of 2. What is the mistake there?
I don't know.
Because if it is 9, and that's also 9. Okay, so that's also 9. If I draw here, the square root of 2 times 9. Okay, interesting. Anyway, so now we know that the radius of the big square is 11. Let's just continue, and maybe I'll discuss this later. And maybe the question is wrong. Interesting. So if it is so, minus. Anyway, so if we know the radius, then as you see here, if I just move the shaded part into the above part, right? And here we will have what is the unshaded part. And below the main diagonal, the diameter, let's say, it is the whole empty. And also above part, we have semicircle, right? A small one. So that means that the area of the unshaded region will be equal to the area of the big semicircle plus the area of the small semicircle, which is equal to that area is equal to 1 over 2 times pi times big one, that's equal to 11 squared, and the 1 over 2 times pi times small one. Okay, so that gives us the total area of the unshaded parts, which is equal to 1 over 2 pi is a common factor, 1 over 2 times pi is 3.14 times here we have 11 squared plus 9 squared, 121 plus 81, that's equal to 202, which is equal to 3.14, and 1 over 2 times 202, that's equal to 101. And if you multiply this, 100 times 3.14, that is 314. 1 times 3.14, that is 3.14, which is equal to 317.14. Correct to the nearest whole number, the answer is 317. Okay. And the first question, I'm thinking, let's see, they asked the question incorrectly, or we actually, I cannot see a point. Anyway, guys, let's move to another question. There's another question, and the last question for just warm up. I think others will not join, so we will continue with some more questions. And also in this question, and also a very easy question, I think, for you, the figure not drawn to scale is made up of 8 identical isosceles triangles. OCX and EDX are straight lines. Find the sum of DCX and the DXC. Okay, since it is isosceles triangle, if I just know one angle here, I can find the basis angles. So here we have how many sides? We have 8 sides. All angles are equal because our octagon is a regular octagon or regular polygon, which means that 8 times alpha should be equal to 360 degrees. From here, alpha equals 360 over 8. Or by 4, it is 9. By 4, it is 2. Y is equal to 45. That's equal to 45. So that means that these angles, actually, this angle, let's say it is, what is it? That one is, let me just write, let's say this one is alpha, this one is beta, right? And I'm just going to use this property of triangle. And this one is interior angle, let's say this alpha, another interior triangle angle is beta, and this exterior angle, the exterior of the third angle will be the sum of the remaining, what is it, two interior angles. As I say here, from this triangle DCX, alpha plus beta is equal to this angle. Right? So what is this? It's just equal to, this one is, let's say this y, this is y, and also this is y. From here, what is 2 times y? 2 times y is, it's alpha plus beta. And the 2 times, what is y? Y is 180 minus 45 over 2 over 2 over 2, which is equal to 135 degrees. Anyway, guys, that's I think easy question. Let's move to the Sasmo questions. Uh, as you know, question from 15 to 25, they are a bit harder, but 11 to 15, still we have to expect that in a couple of minutes, we should be able to solve the questions if you understand the problem, because understand the problem, that's the main thing. Once you understand, I think solving is not so big problem. Okay. Javid, can you read the problem and tell me what you understand from this problem?
A box contains 167 colored discs, 48 blue, 38 yellow, 51 green, and 30 red. Ben takes some discs from the box without looking at the colors of the disc. What is the least number of discs he must take so that he has at least 40 discs of the same color?
So what is the least number of discs or minimum number of discs he must take so that he has at least 40 discs of the same color? Narmin, would you like to try? Did you understand the question, Narmin?
Yes, I did.
That is a bit tricky question, all right. And if you understand the idea, it's not so hard. But if you don't understand, it may be a bit challenging. Guys, give a try and tell me your answer, okay? And after that, let's do this together. You have 2 minutes.
Is it 147?
47? Really? Why? Not 48, Narmin?
No, because
Because blue 48, yellow
yeah,
38, green 51, and red 30. How do you do that? First, we just pick until we run out of red, right? So that means that yellow, brown 30, this one 30, and this one 30, now this one 30, right? To make sure that, because Javid, in this kind of questions, we have to think that actually we need to think the worst scenario, right? Because a lot of times the students do not understand. By asking what is the least number of discs, we are saying that we are 100% sure that if I just pick, for example, let's say if Narmi's answer is correct, 147, if I just pick in any order 147 without looking, right, I'm 100% sure that at least we will have 40 discs of the same color. That's the question here. So here we have 30, 30. Now we have already picked how many? 120 discs. Now I will continue. Now we don't have any reds. So now here, again, I will pick, here we have 8 and 8, and here we have 8. Now I don't have yellow anymore, right? How many? Here we have 8, 8, 8. It is 24, right? I will continue. So now here we have already 38. I need two more, right? So one more blue, one more green. Now how many? It is 39, right? Now either if I just pick actually blue or green, it doesn't matter. At the time, I will have at least 40 discs of the same color, right? Because the last one, it doesn't matter. I don't have to pick either color, either it is blue because I have only two colors left. And the last disc is either blue or green. Still, I will have 40 discs of the same color. So now here 24, and here plus again 2, and here we have 1. So that is 144 plus 3, 147. Did you say 147, Armin?
yes,
Yeah, that's correct. Very good. This one, I didn't pay attention, this 38. Also, actually, we run out of this yellow discs, right? Javid, did you understand?
Yes.
Okay, then. Good. All right. Find the range of values of k such that kx squared minus 2x plus 2k minus 1 is greater than 0 for all values of x. Okay, guys, give it a try, okay, because if I just keep solving, you may forget this quickly. At least give it a try. And after that, let's do it together, okay? Let me give you 2 minutes. And after that, we will see together. And also, I will see what we have here.
Is the answer D?
D.
Yes.
Why?
Because 2k squared minus k minus 1 bigger than 0, and then the answer will be k bigger than negative 1 over 2, or k bigger than 1. But like the x squared, it needs to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
So
It
0
is
0.5.
very good. It is positive, right? You're saying that here, actually, we know that that's a quadratic function. That means its graph is parabola. So it must look upward, right? Which means that k is positive. And also it doesn't have any intersection point with the x-axis. That means that discriminant is less than 0. Do you mean this, Narmin?
Yes.
Okay, then what is discriminant? Actually, discriminant is equal to b squared, that is 4 minus 4 times a, that is k, times 2k minus 1. That should be less than 0. Or if you divide both sides by 4 or minus 4, so here we have 2k squared, or even, okay, 2k squared, it is plus, and here we have minus k, and the minus 1 greater than 0. So here it is 2k, k, this one is 1, 1, it is minus, so this should be minus. So here we have 2k plus 1, k minus 1 should be greater than 0. Now if we draw the line, here we have, what is it? Minus 1 over 2, and here we have 1. It's plus here, it is minus, it is plus, right? So when k is less than minus 1 over 2 or greater than 1, actually uh, it is the discriminant is less than 0, right? But also actually here we have condition that k must be greater than 0. The only answer is k is greater than 1. So the answer is D. Actually, Narmin, did you also check this? What happens if k is equal to 0?
What? I didn't hear.
Yeah, maybe here we have nothing with the case, but usually if here we have k, and also always you need to check what happens if k is equal to 0. I mean, will actually this inequality hold for all values of x or not? Maybe this, so as you see here, this 0 minus 2x minus 1 is greater than 0. But actually it's not, it doesn't hold for all values of x. So that means that we don't have to consider this case. But sometimes also when it is 0, actually we may have identity here. That means that for all values of x, this inequality holds. Anyway, maybe if I have a question like this, I can share with you next time. Let's move to the next question. Javid, can you read the question?
A number gives a remainder of 8 when divided by 10. Another number gives a remainder of 5 when divided by 10. The sum of these two numbers is multiplied by 7 to give the third number. What is the remainder of when this third number is divided by 10?
Okay. Can you do this in 10 seconds, Javid?
I don't know.
Did you understand the question?
Yes.
Last time we did similar one, right? Narmin, do you remember?
Yes.
So here, just simply here, is we are not considering the general case, but maybe general case, we can do this in a different way. But here, it's a multiple choice question and answers are given. A number gives a remainder of 8 when divided by 10. What is that number? Just take one of them. Let's say the first number is 18. When you divide by 10, the remainder is 8. Another number gives a remainder of 5 when divided by 10. So that means that let's say the smallest number is, it is 15. So the sum of these two numbers when multiplied by 7. So the sum of these two numbers, that's equal to 20, is equal to 33, right? And if you multiply by 7, It is A plus B. That's equal to 7 times 33, right? To give the third number. What is the remainder when the third number is divided by 7? If he divides this by 7, that's just equal to, what is it? It is 1, right? Why? Because 7 times 3, the last digit is 1. 210 and 21, that's equal to 231. So the remainder is 1. That's the easiest way, because some questions we don't have to solve this, we don't have to consider in the general case. And also sometimes we need to use just guess and trial method. And here with the method we have used, actually we call this in math, guess and trial. Or we are just guessing, or we are just giving some number, and after that working with that number. Okay. Narmin, it's your turn. Can you solve this for us? I think without taking any time. Can you read the question first?
Yeah. A man buys 30 meters of fence to build a rectangular garden at the back of his house. He uses the wall XY at the back of his house as one side of the garden, ABCD, as shown in the diagram below. Find the largest possible area of the garden.
Okay. What do you think? How do you find this? Again, just it's about, what is it? Finding the minimum or maximum value of, what is it? Quadratic function, right? A man buys 30 meters of fence to build a rectangular garden at the back. And also it says that he's using his wall, right, for the back. That means that that black strip area or that fence or that border, he is not using any fence. So suppose that this side is, let's say it is X, and also this one is X. Now here we have Y. And what we know from here, that is 2X plus Y is equal to 30 meters, right? The question is, find the largest possible area of the garden. Can you do that, Narmin? What do you think? What is the largest area? What is the large area actually? Area is X times Y. Now from here, X times, instead of Y, I can substitute 30 minus 2X.
Then ABCD it will equal to 30 minus X over 2.
2, let's take minus 2 out. Here we have X squared minus 15X. Right? Because minus 2 is out. Here we have 15. And again, we just need to try to express this one in this form. Here we have A times X plus X sub 0 squared plus Y sub 0. If A is positive, this gives us minimum value, right? Because it looks upward. And if A is minimum, it looks downward, right? Just we call this, what is this? Concave up or concave down, or just simple looks upward or downward. Anyway, it looks us, what is the maximum value? So since we are talking about the maximum value, because A is negative here. So anyway, so here we have minus 2 X squared minus 15 is 2 times 15 over 2X. So I need the square of this number. So this 15 over 2 squared minus 15 over 2 squared. Now, as you see here, this one is a perfect square. And also when you're removing the bracket, don't forget to multiply this by negative 2. So here we have negative 2 times X minus 15 over 2 squared. And outside here we have plus 15 squared over 4 and multiplied by 2. That's equal to 2 to 5 over 2. So which is equal to, that is the maximum value of this area. So what is it? That is 112.5. So the answer is C. The maximum possible area that we can make by using this 30 meters of fence will be 225 over 2 square meters. Okay, Javits?
Yes. Yes.
That's very easy question. Given that 4 factorial, we know the factorial means the product of the first 4 natural numbers, and find the number of consecutive zeros at the end of 27 factorial. How many zeros we have at the end of this number, Narmin?
1.
Hmm?
I didn't. At the end of what, teacher?
At the end of 27 factorial.
Oh.
If you multiply this out, how many zeros will there be at the end of this number? The consecutive zeros.
2.
2?
Yes.
But actually, Narmi, in this kind of questions, if you multiply them out, we know that we have more even numbers or twos, let's say, more twos than fives, right? And we know that the product of 2 and 5 creates 0 because 2 times 5 it is 10 times any whole number. That means the last digit will be 0. So in this kind of question, just we need to find the number of fives. So here, that means that from 1 to 7, how many multiples of 5 do we have? Number 1. So here we have 5, it is 10, it is 15, and 20, 25. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here also we should not forget that this 25 is the power of 5. Here we have 2 5s because 25 is 5 times 5. We have 2 5s. And that's why if you multiply 25 by 4, for example, we will have 2 zeros. So that means that here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but here we have 2 more zeros. So how many zeros? It is 6. Javid, if I ask you this question instead of, let's say, not 27 factorial, can you answer this question in 15 seconds? And how about 57 factorial? And at the end of this number, how many zeros are there?
Eight.
How many?
8.
Oh my gosh. How many, Javids?
8, no?
8? Narmin, what do you think?
12.
12 or 13?
13.
It is 13, right? Because here, how many multiples of 5 do we have? 5, 10, until 55. Here we have 11. And also
Yeah.
here we have 2 powers of 5, right? It is 25 and 50. If you multiply this number by 4, we have 2 zeros. If you multiply 50 by 2, for example, we have 2 zeros again. So I need to add 2 more zeros here. So altogether, how many? It is 13 zeros. Just you need to actually take into consideration this powers of 5. And maybe you are grade 9. This year they may ask you, for example, how about 127 factorial? How many zeros there will be at the end of this number? At the time, we know that until 127, 125 over 5, that's equal to 25. So that means that we have 25 zeros, right? Plus, and how about the powers of 5? That is 25, and here we have 50, and 75, and 100, and here we have 125. Here I have 2 zeros, and here we have 2 zeros, here we have 2 zeros, here we have 2 zeros, but here I have this 125 is 5 to the power of 3, 5 cubed. So here I have 3 zeros here. So I need to count here 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have 2 more, 6. So altogether, how many?
6.
There will be 31 zeros. That is the point actually of asking this question. I just wonder, can you see it or not? Okay, that is the point. Anyway, and this kind of actual question they ask in every math Olympiad, they ask similar question. Okay, let's do one question. Okay, then let's finish this class today. Let's start with question 16 or okay, let's just do this question and finish the class. If the 5-digit number x234y is divisible by 72, find x. Okay, and as see here, this 72, we can just write it as 8 times 9, and 8 and 9, they are relatively prime, right? Relatively prime means the only common factor of these numbers is it is 1. Okay, they don't have any other common factor except for 1. So which means that if this number is divisible by 72, it should be divisible by 8, and also it should be divisible by 9. And what numbers are divisible by 8? We know that, I mean, if you know the number which is formed by the last 3 digits, right? It should be divisible by 4, which means it's 3, 4, y. Let's say this y. It should be divisible by 8. And how about 9? That x plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus y. The sum of the digits, it should be divisible by, let's say, 9. Then these numbers will be divisible by 72. So now from here, we can actually know that what number between 340 and 350 is divisible by 8, right? And simply you can just write, because to be divisible by 8, that number should be divisible by 4, number 1, and also 2. First, what numbers are divisible by 4? Since from here, it is 44 or 48, right? Other numbers are not divisible by 4. So I need to check. 344, is it divisible by 8? So here we have 4, it is 24, yes. How about 38? It is 24, 28, no. So that means that immediately from here, y is equal to 4. Now we know the value of 4. If it is 4, then here we have 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4, it is 8, 13. So x plus 13 is divisible by 9. So what is that number? We know that 18 is divisible by 4, so x should be equal to 5. So, sorry?
Nothing.
X equals 5 and y is equal to 4. All right. And we have other questions and we will continue them next class. Okay. Javit, Narmin, let me finish this class now. Thank you very much, guys, and for your patience and attention and time. Okay, have a good night. I will see you on Friday. Okay, Javit, Narmin, if you have no questions, I'm going to finish this meeting. Okay.
Bye, teacher.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye, Javed.